next time we win. All right, Carlos, thanks for taking the time tonight. And in the lineup here, I'm sure you're itching to play. But coming back from Mexico, that couldn't have been an easy thing for to be out for a couple of weeks before getting right back in there, was it?
No, I mean, I'm kind of rusty still, you know. Kind of fastballs look a little quicker than they usually do. Breaking balls look like they got a little more break to them, but I'm a baseball player. I'll be all right.
Well, you had a heck of a game at home the other night against Lancaster. You drive in the first run of the game in the first inning, and then the walk-off single in the 10th inning. And how did that feel to do that in front of a home crowd here in your first week with the team?
It felt great, you know, just to get kind of acquainted with, you know, the team, the coach, the edge, you know, the fans, and you know, glad it happened. You know, I needed something to get me going because it's kind of rusty. I'm trying to shake it off, you know.
Well, early impressions, what do you think about the league so far and about York? Obviously, you played in front of a pretty packed house that night.
The league might be the same competition, maybe a little better than AA. Then, you know, you got ex-major leaguers here. You got this isn't no, you know, no slouch league. So, you know, this is a good place to find baseball players.
Talking with Carlos Guzman, you came in here, everything that we saw online was switch hit, and you're hitting left-handed. Tell me about that.
Yeah, well, my power side is my left side. You know, I've switch hit my whole pro career so far, the 5 years that I had with the Mets. And those 5 years, every year I put up double-digit home runs, but I had all my home runs on my left side. I had no home runs on my right side. I had, you know, singles and doubles, but you know how this game of numbers, so they want to see, you know, kind of, you know, equal balance, but I'll be better off left-handed.
How strange is it to go lefty against lefty now?
Not strange at all. You just can't be afraid to get hit, you know. If you get hit, you get hit. You can't, you know, bail out the box. But it's not a big deal. I mean, eventually you see those 91, 92s, you know, when it comes from a left-hander, it looks like it's 98. But you hang in there, you'll be all right.
How long ago did you actually make the decision to make the switch?
I was actually a natural right-hand hitter when I first started playing baseball when I was 4. Then I started, there weren't no lefties when you're young, you know, so I just hit left-handed. And then when I signed with the Mets, when I got picked up in 07, Tom McCraw made me into a switch hitter because he saw me messing around in the cage right-handed, and he said it looked natural. I said, this is my natural side. So from there on, the rest was history.
Wow, and now on to the left-hand side, and you mentioned seeing 91, 92 from that side of the plate. That's what you were throwing when you were on the mound that one game. Is pitching something that you want to try again at some point?
I mean, I keep it in my back pocket because, you know, God bless me with a good arm. So, you know, when I was in college, I used to get up 96, 97, but I tore my UCL. I needed Tommy John, but I never got it. And, you know, I mean, worst come to worst, you know, I always have that in my back pocket, and you know, some people would kill to have that because some people, when they're done, they can't hit anymore. If they're done, I'll have something else to fall back on.
Talking with Carlos Guzman, and you did that in college, didn't you? You were a closer.
Yeah, in Oklahoma. I was closing. I played right field and close every game.
I guess that's one way to keep you in the contest, no matter what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever works. You know, whatever works.
Well, a Brooklyn native, tell me about back home and what life was like growing up. I mean, you don't hear a lot about being able to play baseball in a city setting, so what was it like trying to hone your skills?
Well, I mean, for the most part, I thank God I had a, you know, very close-knit family, a real, you know, good foundation with my mother, my father, my grandmother. You know, I came up in a rough neighborhood in East New York, Brooklyn, but for the most part, you know, I was always taught, you know, to be different than everybody else. You don't got to follow the crowd, so to be better than, you know, everybody else. And baseball wasn't really so much for other kids in the neighborhood. Baseball wasn't it. It was more basketball, more football. Because, you know, baseball's more of a economic sport. You need to buy spikes, bats, everything. You know, in basketball, you need a pair of sneakers and go to the park with a basketball and got a game. So it was kind of different. It was hard for me to find somebody to practice with, but I had my dad all the time, thank God. So, you know, it worked out for me.
And did you play any other sports growing up?
Yeah, basketball was actually my #1 sport.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but I got my last name Guzman, so, you know, it's true. My grandmother would choke me, hang me if I played basketball for a living. Yeah.
Where's your heritage from? Where are the Guzmans from originally?
My last name Guzman is actually my father. He's Puerto Rican,
okay.
But my mother is Dominican.
Okay.
But they're born here in the States. My grandparents are the immigrants.
Okay. What high school did you go to in New York?
John Adams, Queens, New York.
Yeah. Was it, you hear about city atmosphere with the basketball games, everybody's into it,
Yeah.
school-wide event. Is that what it was like?
Yeah, we actually, because my high school, we had a few like rappers and stuff go to my high school. So our rival high school was Camden Magnet. That's where 50 Cent went.
Oh, yeah?
And Ja Rule went to my high school. And you know that that's like a rap battle or whatever. So yeah, that. You had a few. DJ Scribble from MCV went to my high school. So you got a few, and everything was always about, everything is within maybe 3 or 4 miles of each other, all the schools. So it was pretty fun.
Anybody come out around the same time that you were there that, fans might recognize the name? I guess I'm assuming Ja Rule's maybe a little bit older than you, but you're the rapper that went to yours.
Oh, yeah. Actually, but who I played against in high school, like for the Yankees, you have Dylan Betances.
Oh, yeah?
That's with the Yankees. I played against him. He's a good friend of mine. Pedro Beato was in the major leagues with the Mets. Yeah, I grew up with him. He's from Brooklyn too. He went to Zavarian High School. There's a lot of kids in the inner city. There's not many, but you can, there's a few that you can, pick out of there that you will know who their names are.
So can you dunk?
Yeah, absolutely. I throw it down. Absolutely.
You looked at me like that was a dumb question.
Oh, of course. Of course. If you're 6'1", 6'2", and from the city you can't dunk, man, what are you doing?
Did you ever posterize anybody?
No, I don't have hops like that.
Okay.
I don't have hops like that, but I'll definitely off the backboard throw it down or something.
Were you, what kind of game did you have?
I was a shooter.
Shooter?
I was a shooter, yeah. I have no defense. I don't like playing defense. Especially the guys that run around too much. Get tired. I'm 6'3". You got 5'9", 5'10" guys I gotta guard coming too.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I'm just a shooter.
Sounds like Coach had you guys playing man-to-man the way you talk.
Pretty much, but Coach Pittman, that was my high school coach. He knew what he was doing. He knew he was getting instant offense, defense on occasion with me. So that's how I went.
Carlos Guzman, our pregame guest tonight, and now you live out on the island, right?
Yeah, I'm in Floral Park, but we still have my grandmother lives out in Brooklyn, but I'm in Brooklyn probably more than I'm probably at home anyway.
Okay.
So I'm a New Yorker in general, so that's that. Never will change. Never will change.
I was surprised to hear you tell me who you root for in football, though, that being the team here in Camden that plays right across the river in South Philly. How'd you end up being an Eagles fan?
I'm not, okay, let's get this on wax. I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm a Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson fan.
Okay.
Wherever Michael Vick goes, that's my team.
So it was Atlanta at one point.
Exactly.
Okay.
But him and Work done with it at that time. Exactly.
Well, we got that cleared up. Who else did you grow up rooting for?
I'm a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
Never a Met fan. Not ever. My mother was a Met fan, but not me. I'm a Yankee fan. Who else? For basketball, I like the Knicks. I root for the Knicks because I'm from New York, but I'm not really a Knicks fan. I'm a Carmelo Anthony fan, though. Yeah.
So you're more about the player.
Basically. Because sometimes organizations don't know what they're doing.
All right. I'm not going to ask a follow-up question on that unless you want me to.
You guys, whatever you want.
Do you have all their jerseys?
I had Vic's jersey in Atlanta. In high school, I actually had a lot of jerseys. That was like the style back then. The big jerseys down to the kneecaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that, but we're off that now. Now I wear shirts real tight so you can see my heartbeat.
Or your pecs, right?
If that.
All right, Carlos. Hey, thanks a lot for the time tonight. Good talking with you here on the pregame show, and good luck in this game.
Thank you.